Hello and welcome to episode 353. We're going to be modifying the sidebar look. As you can see on the side, my scoreboard looks a bit different, for an effect selector. Okay, so I wanted to do this and go over the new scoreboards, which I believe came out in 1.20.3. I'm not sure. I'm currently in 1.20.6. This should work in 1.20.5 because we're using the new component system. But anyway, someone in the Discord was asking questions about the new scoreboard displays, so I looked into them. I thought I should do a tutorial on that. And then Hasan Topcu said, why not use it to do some special effects selector? And I thought, cool, that'll do. So we have fire charm. If I right click, I can switch to water charm. And if I right click, I can switch to jump boost. If I look at E, I've got jump boost, right click. I've got fire resistance, right click. I've got water breathing, so I can't. Water breathing doesn't let me jump over the wall, but if I switch to jump boost, then I can. Okay, I had a little bit of a problem doing the components for this, so I looked online and I found one of Galsergi's wiki posts. So I've linked that in the description because that was extremely helpful. Thank you, Galsergi, and thank you, Hasan Topcu. Okay, let's get on and build it now, and I'll stop waffling. All right. Since we're modifying the scoreboard, we're definitely going to need some objectives today, so let's make those first. Okay, pop you down there. We'll have our setup. Okay, right. Scoreboard. I'm going to use a carrot on a stick to switch between my different effects. So we're going to have a, what should we call it, used. Carrot on a stick is what I normally call it, and it should be used. Colon. Carrot on a stick. There we go. Done. And let's just copy that actually. Control middle mouse, pop it down. Chain, always active. Get rid of the type and the name. Right. I want to store what my current selected option is. So let's have current option. That'll be a dummy. Okay, control middle mouse, and I also want to set up a sort of a dummy scoreboard. So I'm just going to call this option. Done. Right, we're going to make some changes to those later. Let's give ourselves the stick. Now I have to remember that we're in 1.20.6, but this should work in 1.20.5 and onwards. And I think modifying the display is from 1.20.3 and onwards. Anyway, let's go on. Give the nearest player, well, this bit hasn't changed, carrot on a stick. And now we need square brackets, and it's custom data equals, and this is where I put my custom tag. So what I'm going to say is, my custom tag is going to be options true. Okay. Let's clear up that a little bit. Let's have one of those. There we go. Right. Now let's check if when I use it, it does something. So scoreboard objectives, set display on the sidebar, used coas, used counter stick. Boom, 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 boom. That's going up. Wonderful. Okay. Right. Maybe I should have a little reset. We'll put a reset into the controller. So I don't want that to go up too high. I'm only going to have 3 options. So I now want this to reset. So I want to store my current option. Let's do a controller for the switching options. So let's do controller, and we'll call this switch. Repeat. So I'm going to execute as any player, let's try again, there we go, whose scores equals used, their count on a stick equals 1 or higher. And MBT equals, because I also want to make sure they're holding the right carrot on the stick, not any carrot on the stick, my one with the custom tag. MBT equals selected item Then in selected item, we're going to be looking at components. And in there, we're going to be looking at Minecraft custom data. And after that, we have a colon. And we'll have open and close. And here's where I put my custom data. I said it was options true. Okay. So let's keep going. Right, so now I want to change my current option, I suppose. So let's do run scoreboard players. And I want to remove an option. I want to count down. We'll do add first. Add S current option 1. Okay, done. And now so I'm going to have 3 options. So if it gets to 3, I'm going to have to reset it to 0. So if it gets to 4, okay, we'll test this in a minute, just to make sure my brain is working. Let's use any player whose scores equals current option equals, so we're adding 1, 2, 3, so should it be 4 or higher? Run scoreboard players, set that player's current option to 1. Okay, I think that's right. We'll find out very quickly in a minute, and then we'll make changes if it's not. And then we'll reset our used carrot on a stick. Reset. Used carrot on a stick. Done. Okay, let's turn that on. And let's give myself a normal carrot on a stick as well. So we'll put that in the last slot. And let's switch the scoreboard to showing options. Current option. There we go. Current option, nothing. Use the... Okay. Nothing from that carrot on stick. So we know it'll only work with the proper carrot on stick. So we've got 3. Oh, hello. It's cycling through very quickly. Okay. So what have we done here? No entity was found. Well, it's because we put at S. So let's put at A. Problem fixed. I'm on 3. I'm on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So I've got option 3 selected, option 1, option 2, each time I click. Nice. Okay. Now let's make this a bit nicer. Let's set up the display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fake player. And I'm only going to have to run this once. So this is going to be a setup. Set up the score display. Okay, now I'm going to have scoreboard players set dot option 1, that's their name, option, and set the score to 1. Done. I'm going to control middle mouse that, put it down again, chain always active, option 2 to 2. Control middle mouse that, set it down again, and 3 to 3. Okay, done. Now let's switch the score we're displaying to option. We've got nothing there at the moment. Let's press this button. Cool. Okay, that's the beginning of our scoreboard. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I don't like the way option looks as a title. So let's make that look nicer to start with. So let's go here to our objective, and let's give it a display name. I will do some text and a color. So my text, I will put options, and for a color, I will put gold, and maybe we could do bold. Now I think bold doesn't require those, we could just do true. are done. Right, first thing, let's remove that scoreboard. Scoreboard, objectives, remove option, and we'll recreate it using our new settings. Okay, and now let's display it again. Ah, that's a bit better. Cool. Okay, let's press this button. Right, cool. Those are our three options that I'm going to cycle through. Let's make them look a bit nicer because they look a bit rubbish at the moment. So what should we do for that? Let's add some extra commands on the end here. Let's do scoreboard, players, display, number format. Yeah. Yeah, number format. I had to have a little think then, my brain slowed down. Scoreboard players display number format for option 1 for their option score. We'll fix that mistake in a minute and we'll set it to blank. It's just a little extra space there. Okay, done. So it's going to set their number to blank. So now we don't see option 1 score. That's nicer. Okay, let's copy that and put 2 more down. And we'll just change that to option 2. And we'll change this one to option 3. Now we have no scores being shown. Even nicer. Okay. Right, I want to change the names as well. So let's change their names. This one is going to be a running controller, so we'll have this one with a lever. And let's see, this is a controller score display, scoreboard, players, display name, option 1 for option score, open and close, boom boom. Yep, there we go, that's better. Make sure we get the right symbol, there we go. And we'll put some text in there. Text. Option 1, we need to jump boost, we need some effects. Jump boost will do. Let's give it a colour. Colour grey. Cool, so now option 1 says jump boost. That looks much better than having that dot option 1. Okay, let's copy all of them. Copy that, control middle mouse, put it down. Chain always active. So option 2, I think we'll change, what else could you have? Water breathing. Let's call it water charm. Okay, and we'll copy that, control middle mouse. Option 3, and we'll call this one fire charm. Fire charm. Cool, the names look so much better already. Right, now we've reset them all to grey. Now let's change them if I currently have an option selected. So let's do execute if score me current option matches 1 run scoreboard. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll stop there and I'll copy this whole command here. Copy. So if my current score is option 1, let's paste that in and we'll change that to green. I think that's all we need to do, just change the colour. So my option is probably on 1 at the moment. If I change it, it goes back to grey. So I'm probably on 2, press it again, I'm on 3, press it again, and I'll go back to 1. That looks good. Okay, let's control middle mouse this. And we'll change this to water charm. And you are going to be option 2. Home, if my current option is 2. Done. Let's paste it in again. You are going to be fire charm. Fire charm is option 3 if my current option is 3. Done. Okay, now if I right click with my carrot on a stick, I can cycle through them. But I'm cycling up, which to me just feels a bit weird. Let's change that. I would rather cycle down. So let's go into our little, we've got the right controller here, our switch controller. Yeah, and in here, so here, instead of adding, we're going to remove, because we want it to be opposite, so we're going to remove. Here, we're going to look for if it's less or equal to 0, we will then set it to 3. Okay, now when I right click, fire charm, water charm, jump boost, fire charm, water charm, jump boost. Nice. Okay, this is pretty cool. Let's get rid of all these extra blocks we don't need. Let's put this here. Right. Well, I'm not actually getting any effects, so I suppose that's next. Let's just grab one of these, put it down here, put that on there. This would be our controller for the effect, and we will just execute as any player whose scores equals current option equals 1, run effect. So if you're 1, it was jump boost, wasn't it? At S, jumpiness, 1 second, 0 amplifier, and we don't want to see the particles. Done. And let's just control middle mouse that, put it down. Chain always active. If the option equals 2, then we'll give them water breathing. Breathe on, water breathing. Yeah, that'll do. Done. Control middle mouse, paste it down. If the option is 3, we'll give them, what's this, fire charm, so fire resistance. Done. Turn that on. Press F3 and D to clear the chat. So if I press E, I should have jump boost. I have. If I right click, I should now have my fire resistance. Yeah. And if I right click again, I should now have my water breathing. Cool. Let's just check one's working. Let's put on to jump boost. Let's get a wall. With no amplifier, I think it'll help you jump over a wall. So I should be able to jump over that now. Yeah. But it won't do 2 blocks. I'd need an amplifier for that. So if we wanted more, we can always amplify it a bit with the 1. There we go, now I can. Cool. So maybe you got some puzzles. Let's set that back to 0. The player has to do different things. I'm currently on fire, so I can't jump over the wall, but I switch to my jump boost. Now I can. Back to my fire charm so I don't get burnt. Okay, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Get rid of those. I thought this was a bit more interesting way of having a look at the display options or the sidebar options. And now we've got a cool little way to select a special effect. Right, that's it for now. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.